Hey guys, it's me, just like promised. I think I'm a little late, but this is like bad lighting. Yeah, welcome to the Happy Mama Healthy Baby Show, episode 2. I feel like it's a little bit dark, but I need to be outside because I love to be outside here. This is better. You just don't get as good of a view of my backyard. So yeah, it's like 90 degrees out, which a lot of people may be complaining about, but I love the warm weather, so you'll never find me saying it's too hot out. So anyway, yeah, hopefully y'all were able to catch my first episode, part 1 and part 2, because Facebook decided to flip out on me in the middle of it. So hopefully you watched both of those. Yeah, and if you are watching, nobody's live right now, but if you come on, like give a thumbs up or a heart or whatever, say hi, who you are, where you're from. That'd be awesome. So if you missed my first show, you should go back and watch it because it's pretty cool stuff. And you can enter your email to get my free guide on how to be a calm mom. So yeah, well, I guess first, I'm Michelle Beckner, Family Wellness here. Yeah, so what was I going to say? Anyway, okay, so about this show, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Tuesdays after bedtime, 7:30, 8 o'clock or so, that's when bedtime is at our house at least. I'll be on talking about like the happy mama side of things, how to take care of yourself. And then Fridays afternoon, I guess you could say during nap time, my kids are in school, so it doesn't matter too much, or in daycare, whatever. But yeah, sometime in the afternoon I'll be on talking about the healthy baby thing. So yeah, I'm a mom of 2. I've got Genevieve, she is 2.5, and then my son Bradley will be 1 next month, but he's still my little baby. Yeah, so that's me, and I help moms take care of themselves, mentally and physically. So like eating right, taking care of themselves, self-love, all that good stuff. So that they can take care of their babies. So I make sure the moms have the knowledge they need to feel empowered to make sure they're feeding their babies right. So I guess mostly what I want to talk about today is what I do, and really I guess it's explained a lot by why I do it. Like why am I so passionate about moms and babies? I don't want like people to think that I think moms are the only ones that are taking care of the kids. I know there's lots of dads that are the primary caretaker for whatever reason, or, you know, hopefully duties are split if you live in a household with a mom and a dad taking care of the kids. But I'm a mom, so that's where I have my experience, and that's where I like really relate to people and where I connect. But this is really, could be relevant for anybody. But so yeah, why I do what I do. 1, because I'm a mom with little babies, so you know I've got the compassion and the connection there. But yeah, I don't want to sound cynical, in the world today, there's so much confusion about what's healthy, and I don't even like to really use that word because it's been so diluted, I feel like. And it just makes me really, really sad to see how sick we are as a country and how sick we are as a world, really. And it really should be simple. It shouldn't be this hard to figure out how to be healthy, right? And then to see statistics like 2 to 5-year-olds, I need sunglasses, I'm like squinting, I'm sorry. 2 to 5-year-olds is the fastest growing demographic of type 2 diabetes today. I think just in America, I'd have to double check. But either way, that's pretty crazy, right? Type 2 diabetes is adult onset diabetes. That's what it like used to be called, but they can't really call it that anymore. But it used to be something that they would see only like later on in life. And now the fastest growing demographic of type 2 diabetes is 2 to 5-year-olds. And type 2 diabetes is caused by our diet. So, I mean, something's not right there. And it really, really upsets me. And that's why, you know, I'm here to make the change, right? To help as many people as I can to make sure our kids grow up healthy. There's another thing that if you've talked to me at all, you've probably heard me say that our generation of kids, so like people that are having kids now, are likely to not, or to have a shorter life expectancy than their own parents, so than us. So like our kids, I mean, not mine because they're super healthy, and not yours hopefully too, right? But yeah, our generation as a whole, our kids may not live as long as us, right? So we need to do something about that. So that's where I am, and really, it's pretty simple. So I'm here to help you guys through that. So where I like to focus is on babies like under a year old. For sure, like your diet affects your baby, like preconception even. Like diet is super, super important. And like obviously lifestyle, like stress and everything too, but we could talk about that on the Happy Mama side of things. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. So like the first year of life is super, super important for setting up your kids' nutrition. Ooh, somebody's here. Say hi if you're watching. Setting up their nutrition for the rest of their life. So I like to focus on that. And I kind of break that down into 2 different stages. So the first stage is like 0 to 6 months, when they're either solely breastfeeding or formula feeding or a mix of the two, whatever you do. Not a big deal as long as you're feeding your baby. And then the next stage is about 6 to 12 months when they're starting solids. So those are the 2 stages of baby's life that I have I guess you could say, a real passion for helping moms through. The first stage, I guess I'll talk mostly about now. So that's when you'll see problems, hopefully not, but a lot of moms have colicky babies, or reflux is, pretty common nowadays. And then allergies are a huge thing, or food intolerances. I feel like I've been seeing a lot more and more of those, and both of my kids had a dairy allergy when they were babies. So yeah, I work a lot with moms, help them through that. So yeah, colic, I mean, no one really knows totally where that comes from, right? There's lots of different reasons. It could be like multiple factors that kind of combine and make an unhappy baby. And then reflux, there's a lot of different causes and speculations on what causes that as well. Like sometimes babies are just born, if they're born early, their esophagus and stuff isn't developed as much, or things like that. And then allergies are obviously affected by diet. So anyway, the reason I'm saying this is where I come in is where these 3 problems intersect, and that's diet. So no, not all colic cases can be caused by diet. Certainly not all reflux cases. And then, I mean, allergies, yeah, that's that has to do with your diet, right? But where I come in is where the diet comes in. So I want to be careful here, because I don't want moms to like blame themselves. First of all, babies cry a lot. Babies aren't super good at sleeping, right? Babies puke a lot. Babies poop a lot. Their poop flies out of their diaper. Like that's all pretty normal. But if your baby's unhappy, like you know it, and you're probably unhappy and exhausted too. Ooh, a bee just came by. Sorry. So kind of where I stand is, yeah, I don't want you to think it's all your fault if your baby's having digestive issues or reflux issues or whatever. But like if you could have one simple solution, maybe not so easy, but at least simple, where you can make your baby happy, like why not try it, right? So why not cut, if you're eating a ton of dairy, why not cut dairy out of your diet and just for a couple weeks and just see if it works? Or if you're eating a ton of eggs, like why not cut it out of your diet and see if your baby's happy? It's a gentle experiment, right? So, and then maybe you won't end up having to go down the path of like taking different medications and all that kind of stuff. Or maybe you find that it doesn't make a difference and, you know, some more medical intervention is needed. But I guess my point is, why not try it? And that's kind of where I come in. I can help guide you through, you know, what. All right, Facebook, I am so not happy with you right now. 2 live shows in and both of them have been cut off. It's not cool. But now I totally forget my train of thought because that sucks. Yeah, we're talking about changing your diet. So yeah, that's kind of where I come in. I help moms like figure out, exactly how to cut certain things out of their diet. And I guess I'll go inside. Do you guys hear that? Yeah, because like I said, it's something simple. If you can hear me. Hold on. It's something simple that can be done. Here's my doggies. Hey, doggies. Go outside. But it's not necessarily easy. But it's something you can do that could make your baby happy again, which means you can be happy again. So I've got a lot of information out there or in here to help you see, do this gentle experiment to see if it'll help your baby again. I don't know. Let me see my notes. I feel like I totally am not on the path that I wanted to go on. But yeah, so I guess I'll get going because who knows if Facebook's going to cut out on me again. But so yeah, that was like my whole rambling rant about how important baby's diet is and how much I care about it. I hope you guys got something out of it. But yeah, I like to help a lot of mommies who have babies that are just not happy, and maybe it's something you ate, maybe it's not, right? But if it is, then why not try that first? And so yeah, I'll put a link. I have it on the part 1. I'll put a link on the part 2 of this show. 7 things to know before you see your pediatrician about your baby's allergies. So this is specifically about allergy, not necessarily colic or reflux. But yeah, I mean, doctors are totally important to go see if your baby seems unhappy. But educate yourself first. So yeah, for example, like every pediatrician's different. So if you go to the doctor, like for example, if your baby's got blood in their stool or like super mucousy weird poops, that's like a sign. You should certainly go to your doctor because your baby probably is reacting to something that you're eating. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so every pediatrician is different. So like for example, my kid's pediatrician, the first time I went when my daughter, we found out she had an allergy. She was like, yeah, so cut out dairy, soy, nuts, this, that, eggs. Like basically cut everything out from your diet and your baby for like 6 to 9 months and then figure out what it is from there. And by the way, here's this jar of super expensive formula that most babies think is gross, but you can probably do that because it might be easier than changing your diet. And I was like, no, I'm going to change my diet just because like I wanted to keep my breastfeeding relationship going. That's, what I decided to do. So I didn't cut out everything. I cut out dairy, soy, and nuts for a couple weeks. And then the way I found out it was dairy was I ate a croissant without thinking, which is loaded with butter. And my daughter's tummy flipped out again. She had blood in her stool again. I was like, oh, it's dairy, so I'll just stick with that. So yeah, anyway, so some doctors will tell you to go on a complete elimination diet, and as a new mom, that might be like the last thing on your mind. You're like, it's hard enough for me to get any food in me right now. Like, I don't want to deal with that. Let's just do the formula. And that's cool, but you just need to know like that might not be the case. It might not be as hard as the pediatrician says. I've heard of pediatricians telling moms that this allergy that the baby has is just incompatible with breastfeeding, or the baby's allergic to their milk, which is pretty much BS. Like maybe there's a really, really rare chance, but for the most part, you should be able to breastfeed. So yeah, in that case, a lot of moms will go to a lactation consultant or someone like me and be like, wait a second, is this right? Like I want to keep nursing. Or your pediatrician might want to do all kinds of testing and things like that. So whatever your pediatrician decides, like I just want to make sure that you have all the information you need. So I'll put a link, like I said. I have a little guide written up, 7 things to know before you see your pediatrician about your baby's possible food allergy. So take a look at that. And that'll kind of like prepare you. And even if you do know that your baby has an allergy and you've cut things out of your diet, take a look because it might have some important stuff that you didn't know about. Like I have a little thing in there about vaccines. I didn't realize this until my son, but a lot of vaccines have allergens in them, so I saw he was reacting. So I don't want to get into the whole controversy of vaccines and stuff, but if it is something you choose to do, it's something you need to know about that seems like a lot of doctors and nurses don't know about. So check out that guide, grab it from the link. You just have to put in your name and email, and you'll get it. I think I'll email it to you from there. So yeah. So I know I talked a lot about allergies, but that's because, that's the pretty straightforward one that connects with diet. But if you or anybody you know have a baby that has reflux or colic or something, and you want to, maybe try something first, look at your diet. Could be it. Maybe it's not. If you don't feel like looking at your diet and making changes, then no biggie. Okay, and then lastly, I just want to talk about, because I think that was like a giant tangent, is the second. So that's like, about 0 to 6 months of age. Those are like the common problems and issues that I work with and I feel very close and connected to, especially because, like I said, I had issues like that with both of my babies. But then 6 to 12 months is like the starting solids period, and this is where mom still has a good amount of control into like your baby's diet. It'll start being less control as your baby gets closer to a year and on. But again, it's like, okay, this is something you can control to make your baby happy and healthy for the rest of their lives. So those first 6 months of starting solids are extremely, extremely important in setting them up for a healthy life, and like getting their taste buds used to variety of foods and giving them the right nutrition and stuff like that. So I guess that's a long-winded way of saying why I care and why I do what I do. So yeah, if anybody, okay, all right, let's circle back. So next Tuesday I'll be back talking, I think I'm going to talk about like some self-care stuff. And then next Friday, maybe around the same time, I'll start diving a little bit deeper into how maybe your diet can affect your baby's nutrition, and then starting solid stuff, whatever. So whatever you're feeding your baby, I'm here to talk about. So if there's something that you want to talk about, let me know in the comments, the email, whatever, and I'll be here every Tuesday and Friday, all right? Thanks for listening. I'll see you later. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.